everybody, and welcome to the House of Mario, the South Australian Nintendo podcast that is backed by a 120 Power Star rating. I'm your host, Drew Agnew, and the doors to episode 360 are open. Today on the show, we're going to be talking about Pokemon Champions, bit of a gut check about Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream, coming out later this week, and much more. But I'm very excited to get back to a bit of normality with my good mate, Josh, or JT if you like. Josh, how you going, mate?
Yeah, it's been a pretty good time.
Excellent. Yeah, no, it's been I dare say it would have been a full-on weekend. I saw on the news, I was watching from afar, a lot of people still going, even though those fuel prices are through the roof, people still making the effort to go over. So very good to see. I know for myself that, yeah, you're looking at those prices every day and, oh, golly gosh, I don't know if I want to drive that far to watch the football being kicked, but I guess it helps to live in Adelaide as well.
Yeah, like people traveling, I can only imagine how expensive it is. It helps living in Adelaide for me. I take easy getting to the city, and then Norwood was even easier as well. And we did one game in Lyndoch in the Barossa Valley, so we could have taken a free shuttle bus there, but one of my mates had a dinner straight after, so he offered to drive us. So that was even better. Got a little chauffeur there and back. So, but yeah, people. Paying for accommodation and to get here and, food and drink all weekend, it's expensive, I'm sure. But it is great. Anyone who comes here loves it this weekend. Absolutely rave about it. And I imagine if you're saying the Stevie CBD as well, like it's just, I work sometimes, like last few years I've worked, not this weekend, just gone, like the Thursday, Friday before and during the gather round. And the city's different, like lots of people around, a lot of supporters in their gear. And it's really great to be part of it. So the vibes are great. So if you're ever thinking about it, definitely worth it if you can afford it.
How many games did you go to? Like, I know you would obviously go and watch the Crows because you're a big Crows fan, but do you go to many other games? Like, do you go to say like you got friends who are supporters of other teams that are playing? Do you go and check them out, or what's the whole vibe?
Yeah. So my brother's a Swans fan, so we went to the Norwood game. They played Gold Coast, Sydney. Gold Coast and Sydney played each other at Norwood. So that was really good because he doesn't get, as a fan of the Swans, he doesn't live in Sydney, so it's a bit harder for him to go to the games. So they at least play once or twice in Adelaide against the Crows or Port, but with Gallagher, that's another guaranteed game. So that was really good. We like to go to the regional venues, so we'll do Adelaide Oval, like for the Crows, and then other places. So they've been to Lyndoch and the Barossa the last couple of years. So we saw 3 games, one at Adelaide Oval, one at Norwood, and then the third one was at Barossa Park, it's called, in Lyndoch. And that was between the Giants and Richmond. And Giants are like my funny, fake, pseudo second team. I just laugh. So I actually have a Giant scarf, so I just go there and I don't really care if they lose or not, but it's always fun to go for them. And then they won by a lot of goals, so that was fun.
Oh, good. You would have been chuffed then. You would have been so pseudo chuffed.
Both my teams won this weekend. How good.
Very good. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
So I know you'll be a little bit puffed out first day back at work after your bit of a getaway as well. So all back to normal. Back on the podcast. Obviously, you're back last week, but it would have been a hell of a week to come back last week. Just like straight back into Mario movie sort of type of thing, where it's like it was obviously a lot of recording last weekend, so hopefully it's just a bit more normal timing this week.
Yeah, we had a big episode last week, so I'm glad I had the day off, the day before and after it. So that worked out well.
Yeah, such a big podcast recording. Had to have the day off. Yeah, you put in advance like, oh look, she's going to be a massive one, boys.
Oh, I mean, yeah, we're on the phone, not recording for 4 hours, but we're on the phone for a while, weren't we? So yeah, it adds up.
Yeah, no, it was good fun, and yeah, it was great having Zach on as well, and
yes,
back at it.
Right.
Have you been tempted to go and have another viewing of the Mario movie, or you've had enough until it comes to DVD?
Yeah, like we've had a couple of people ask us if we wanted to see it, and we couldn't make it that one time. But yeah, I might potentially sneak in a second one. I don't really know when. Like we've
Hmm.
got like I got another busy weekend coming up, and then if we're going to, it'd have to be tomorrow. So, but yeah, I think we've got something else on. So yeah, like to, but at this rate, if it keeps going, I'll just wait for wherever it goes. Will it be on Disney Plus? No, I don't know, Netflix, something like that. Wherever it is, we
Yeah,
probably have a subscription for it.
the original, well, the first one went to Netflix for a fair while. It was on there a long time, but it's not on there anymore. I've just got like a digital copy that I put on for the kids now, because like I was saying before we started the show, Josh, just like Mario movie, it's back in action in the house since I don't know, it's been a long time since Layla was born, I think. So now they're both sitting there watching it, and like I was saying as well, like I'm tempted to take my almost 2 year old daughter. I know it's a bit of a risk. Like the first time, it's like, look, if it's the first time seeing a movie, I don't really want to have to deal with a rebunchous, I can't get the word
Yeah,
out of my mouth, but yeah, just like a active kid. But for the second viewing, I can miss some stuff. I don't mind. I'm just curious to see how she goes, because whenever she sees like Mario on like a T-shirt or the TV or the Switch, she goes, "Mamo, Mamo." So I think it'll be quite nice too, but maybe save maybe save it for the third one as well. See how it goes. But yeah, not quite as busy as the last couple of weeks, Josh, but we've got plenty of Nintendo stuff to talk about. We've got a brand new release this week, Josh. Tomodachi Life, living the life.
yeah,
Um,
how
I,
good.
I haven't played the demo. You talked about the demo that you played last week, but I haven't played it. I just like to save it for the full release. Whenever these demos come around, like I said, I just can't bring myself to play them. I'm like, I've got so many actual games to play. Unless it's a demo for the next Super Smash Brothers, I can't find my just time to play it. But how are you feeling about it?
Makes sense.
Like, are you looking forward to doing it, or are you just a little bit curious? How are you sort of
Yeah.
feeling about it? First, just
Um,
go ahead. Sorry.
yeah. So we actually talked about it off air. But yeah, I had played a little bit of the demo
I was off air, was it
and
right?
tried to cheese it as much as possible because I heard that the moment you create the three Miis, it stops. The demo effectively shuts down. The Miis that you create stay in their house, and they kind of talk about, oh, these are the features you can do in the game. You should pre-order the game in its full and pay for it, kind of thing. So for a long time, I just created my own self as a Mii, then Michaela as a Mii as well as a character, and I just had those two on the island, and there was like a food shop, and that was literally it. And like it got to a stage where I could only like do 5 minutes of stuff every day, just feed them, talk to them a little bit, get them to interact with each other. And I slowly leveled up their happiness from that, and I did that for like a week and a half. And then like obviously I haven't played it since last episode, but I've like created that third Mii now, and the demo's effectively stopped. So I've experienced that, and so I'm glad I kind of did it beforehand a little bit. It doesn't give you much extra, but it kind of kept it going, to so to speak. So um, we played the demo for an hour, creating our Miis in an airport, waiting to fly from Wellington to Hamilton. I think it was in New Zealand. So we had some really fun moments creating that and laughing a lot. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be my first proper Tomodachi Life experience. I never played the 3DS one at all, so this is all new for me. I've done Miitopia, so I get the very similar vibes from that. Um, and yeah, I'm ready for Nintendo stupid moments and really funny scenarios that you can only get by creating. It's kind of like inside jokes plus, like, if someone else was to get my game file and play through it, I can't imagine they're gonna enjoy it too much. Like, because what does that mean when like that phrase comes up on screen? But if you tailor it to your own experience, you're gonna love it. And it's one of those games I feel like the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. So yeah, like it should be pretty fun. And what I've seen is people can say whatever the hell they want, and it does not get yeah, no sort of blacking out or anything like that. There is no restrictions really. So, but you can't share it through the game share. So that's a little monkey paw situation we've got. But yeah, hell yeah, this Thursday I'm ready to go for it and create a lot more Miis and get this island really out and going because it's I've been a little hamstrung with the demo so far.
Cool. Yeah. What's your idea for like the amount of characters you're going to add? Because how I see it, I don't know where I'm going to go beyond like my immediate family. I want to create my kids, my wife in it. I want to see how they interact. I don't know how young I can make the Miis. I don't know if I can make like 5-year-olds, or I don't know how young I can make them.
You can. Yep.
You can? Cool, cool. So
Yep.
that'll be good fun. Then like what other circles do I add that? So I've got my inner circle. Do I add in-laws? Do I add my parents? Do I add friends? Do I add like I'm kind of curious just to see where I'll go with the game and seeing like I'll have like my wife interact with, I don't know, Cat and Falcon. Like, am I going to have that broader range when it comes to the amount of characters I'm going to be adding to it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Because the whole idea of leaving it idle and just watching them, I think that's where I'll get like a lot of amusement out of. And I'm thinking about this too. So the game comes out on Thursday, and my family and I were going away on holiday, and we're getting an airplane on Friday. So I wonder, like, I am curious because I am thinking like, oh, entertainment. Like we've never done the iPad thing with the kids. How are we going to keep them entertained for a few hours while we're on the plane? I'm like, the whole idea of like the Miis and stuff. I'm like, if I whip out Tomodachi Life and put it on like the little table in front of us on the on the plane and get the Joy-Cons off, will that keep them entertained for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour? I don't know. That's my experiment. I'm going to run with this game and see how it goes. Like, don't know. Hopefully the colourful characters keep their attention. Because if that doesn't, Josh, oh God, we're in trouble. I'll whip out Mario Kart. I'll whip out a couple of other games. But don't know. Otherwise, I have to bring an iPad. I wasn't planning on bringing the iPad. And we haven't done the whole like iPad kid thing yet. But Peppa Pig might be in order. That'll be the last.
By way to get what you need. Yep.
Yep. Yeah. Because the thing is, like, they don't know that Peppa Pig can be on any other screen except for a TV in our lounge room. Because, like, if you want to watch TV, it's in there. Otherwise, you're outside. You're doing whatever. But we shall see. Hopefully, Nintendo can save me from acknowledging Peppa Pig lives elsewhere. I could even get a Peppa Pig game. That could work. There's Peppa Pig games. They're like $60 though, Josh.
Really?
Yeah.
What are they? What's involved in a Peppa Pig game?
I don't know, but I think it's probably like looking around an area, clicking on things. I don't know. There's a few Bluey ones. There's Paw Patrol ones, so like mini games and things. Stuff like that. But
yeah.
Alas, hopefully that's what I'm hoping.
Nothing we would like, but for a kid, that's like absolutely amazing stuff.
Yeah, and like you sort of think. Sometimes this is a conversation I had in my own head where I'm like, oh, we don't need to do those types of games. We've got good family games. We've got all the Nintendo games and all that. But I remember back to when I was a kid, like obviously I got into Pokemon and things like that. But there were like, I don't know if your classroom at school had like one computer just in the corner. But I think like our reception class did. And there was like a Humphrey Bear game. It's like a point-and-click Humphrey Bear game. And I was like really keen to get hands on this Humphrey Bear game. I remember going into my parents and go, oh, Mum, I've got to get this Humphrey Bear game on computer. And this was before I had any Nintendo console or anything. It was just like whatever computer Mum was rocking. And I never got the Humphrey Bear game myself.
No.
Would have been one of those things where Mum was like, well, I got no idea what the hell you're on about. Because I probably would have described it as a Humphrey Bear game. That was nothing more, nothing less. But So what I'm saying is basically there is room for these just kid shows, turn games. It doesn't doom them forever. Hopefully. That's my that's what I'm hoping for as a dad anyway. But yeah, that's my hope for it. Hopefully it entertains my kids on Friday.
Yes, you got to. Yeah, that's right. Just give you a bit of peace of mind as well. But also I'm sure you want them to have a good time too and enjoy things.
Absolutely, I do. But yeah, I'm looking forward to just seeing how they all interact. Because I never played the 3DS one all that long. Like, I hear people putting like 10s and 10s or just so many hours into the 3DS one. I can't see myself even remotely doing that, but I can see myself just dipping in and out maybe for a couple of weeks. See how it goes. See if it catches me. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about Pokemon Champions, Josh. I know you haven't played all that much, but what's your sort of what is your relationship with I guess competitive Pokemon battling, and do you have any desire to sort of want to jump more into this game? What's your sort of background with it all? Because I know for me, I quite enjoy competitive Pokemon battling, so I have got a fair bit of enjoyment out of this game so far. But what's your sort of take on it so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something I've always been interested in and wanted to get to know a bit more. The I suppose the level of competitive battling I've done has been probably more limited to battling against my brothers. I know one of them at the time was really getting into tactics and that kind of thing, so I never really beat them well or anything like that. So they had their measure over me. Um, like I do enjoy the battling side of Pokemon. And it's always like tight matchups, but also specific moves you select and IVs, EVs over the years. It's definitely it's a cool complexity for what is a relatively simple game outside of that. So yeah, that part of the game definitely interests me. It's just like the game kind of like came up on me. It wasn't really like it wasn't on my radar. I suppose. Well, oh yeah, it's coming out, and then the day like came out on Wednesday instead of a Thursday, so I thought it was like the day after. But like, oh, it was Wednesday. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. And then so I downloaded it straight away, and I played 20 minutes, and I've done like one or two of the tutorial battles, and that's literally it. So all the while just hearing about all the discord about some of the frame performance issues, how bare bones it is to start at the moment. Yeah, I mean, I hadn't had a proper chance to get into the game later, but still keen to do it. It's free to start, so I feel like I've got no sort of why not kind of aspect thinking to it to give it a go. But that sounds. I'm glad to hear that you've gotten into it. Then sounds like you've done a few hours. Then is that right?
Yeah, I got no idea how many hours, but I've played it every day, and I'm
Yeah, nice.
really enjoying it. I obviously there's I guess some things wrong with it, and the internet's been pretty negative about it. And there's a lot of reasons why I think that's justified, but ultimately, I really enjoy competitive Pokemon battling and just having an easy way to do it with a grind that's pretty fun. You grind your VP, your victory points, and your battle pass, and all of that's kind of that stuff that's concerning that it's come to the core of what makes or what makes Pokemon really fun for me. A little bit concerning, but it's also in the same breath, it's like I said, it's a fun grind. So I'm kind of neutral on it in some ways. But I will say I've avoided all of these service games, Josh. Avoided them all.
Yeah.
This one might get me. I've
Hey, there
I've,
you go.
and you say free to start. It's definitely free to start. Download the app for sure, but add up the amount that I've spent on it already. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ! I hope it doesn't continue like this. So
Oh, dear.
straight away, without even really paying too much attention to what you get, I knew that I was going to be playing this a lot. So I spent $10.50, got the starter pack. Gets you some things to get started. Stuff to recruit Pokemon permanently, some quick points that sort of let you speed up the recruitment process, all of that type of thing. So spent $10.50. Haven't had Pokemon Home, that subscription, active in years. So I reactivated my Pokemon Home. That's $25
Yep.
for 12 months. Cool. And then
How does that work? If you stop subscribing to it, they still store your Pokemon, don't they?
they do, yeah. So I don't know.
How does that
I
work?
don't know if it's forever or whatever, but forever or whatever.
Well, yeah, just subscribe for a month, cancel it, and then resubscribe when you want to do what you're doing right now.
I guess so. You could. I just went for the year because I'm a sucker, I guess, and I assumed I'll be using
Okay.
it again because I'll be moving Pokemon in and out, and I thought it was just more simple to do it that way. But for sure, I could have done that. Like if I went cold on it for a month or so, that probably would have worked out okay. So yeah, got Pokemon Home again, and then within the game itself, there's a battle pass, and that's $16. I got the battle pass just to sort of experiment. And then probably the aspect of things that I like the least when it comes to the monetization is the membership. So there's a subscription within this game. It's $8 a month Australian.
Okay.
And what it gets you is basically some party slots. So with the starter pack, you have 3 party slots to make a team with. So, you can just say you have a weather team that relies on rain, for example. You can have that saved, ready to go, and, just continue on. But if you have the membership, you can have, I think it's like 50 slots. So it's like way, 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 way more than what you'd get. And this is the aspect I hate the least, because I would happily, well, I don't know about happily, but I would like spend a few bucks to get more party slots, get more box slots, things like this. But the idea of having it disappear after a month, like that doesn't feel good. Like having that locked behind a membership, that should be a microtransaction. And to save it to defend a microtransaction sounds kind of funny, but it would be much better just like a one-time payment. Here's your box slots. It's a bit like in Pokemon Go. You spend a certain amount of gold coins and you can extend your storage by 200 Pokemon or whatever it was, or 50 Pokemon. I can't quite remember what it was. I haven't played it in a long time. So in that game, it's got a similar thing with just storage. But in this, it's like, all right, you get a bit more with the starter pack, and then there's no in between. You get a whole lot with the subscription, or you just lock down. So people that are really into this game and they have their teams pre-planned, a whole lot of Pokemon moved over from Pokemon Home, and you're recruiting a Pokemon every day, so that's going to add up as well. It's going to have 30 a month coming in. So active players are probably going to run out of room quite quick. So that's I think that's the more negative aspect of the game for me personally. There's a lot of talk online about the meta. There's some really important items missing. So there's been a lot of hubbubaloo in the hardcore Pokemon space. That doesn't concern me at all, because the best thing about this game, what it's going to have to offer, is that the competitive style or the meta each month is going to change between seasons. So Pokemon are going to come in, they're going to go out. And so, for example, Incineroar is one of the most used Pokemon at the moment. He's like 53% of all teams have an Incineroar because he's just so good. Really? Yeah. And it's been like that before. This isn't new to this game in particular, but you can see other metas where hopefully the team that's actually running this game look at the stats, see what's happening, and then to really shake things up, they can remove Incineroar for a season and bring other Pokemon in and out. Same with the items that are missing. There's like some choice items that are really popular in competitive Pokemon that aren't in this game, and people are like, what the hell? And that makes a little bit less sense to me, but they can be added as well. So I'm not feeling too bad about it. But yeah, I'm feeling really positive about the game. It's been really nice just to pick up the Switch 2, and it's basically like a mobile game in some ways. You get your dailies. You go in, you go, I logged in, I get this reward. Oh, it's time to recruit a new Pokemon. I'll do that since my the 22-hour timers ran out. Go into it, and I might be enjoying it more than some other people too, because I do have the membership. I have had the battle pass, so I guess I'm getting all of these resources. But I feel like the game gives a lot of resources through, certain conditions met as well. There's an achievement system that gives you VP through, using a certain type of Pokemon so many times, using a certain species of Pokemon so many times. So like you might use a certain poison move 10 times. That's an achievement. It'll give you 500 VP, and then it just sort of goes on from there. So there's a lot of things that are just constantly progressing to give you VP. And at the moment, I'm looking at mine. I've used a fair bit of mine to actually train Pokemon and unlock Pokemon and things like that. But I've got 28,000 VP at the moment, just looking at my screen here. So I feel like it's pretty good at giving out VP, but yeah, I can't talk without, because I spent the money like pretty soon when I started. So let us know if it's any different for anyone out there who's been playing it. But I'm pretty optimistic on it all. There's a lot of performance issues, like the game, it is a Switch 1 game. There was like a Switch 2 patch within the game itself. It sort of like does a quick download within the game. And honestly, I look at it, I'm like, did it give me a Switch? Am I playing the Switch 2 version? Like, I don't know. There's a glitch at the moment where it doesn't give you, I think it still runs in handheld mode if you say when you first go into the game, but you've got to undock and redock it to basically kick into docked mode when it's on the TV. Like there's a bit of a glitch going on. So there's a lot of glitches that the team's been working on pretty quickly. Like when you first boot into the game for like a certain day, it automatically loads up your mailbox, which gives you notifications and updates to the game. And they're working through a bunch of things that have like been updated. Like there's like, for example, there's like certain genders of Pokemon that are displayed wrong. There's in the tutorial, there's a Gallade that was female. Gallade can't be a female, for example.
No.
So yeah, there's like just a bunch of little things like that the team's working on just fixing. So yeah, it seems like this came out pretty hot, and for the amount of time that we've known about it since it got announced to now that it's come out, it's kind of surprising.
Over a year we've known about this game.
Yeah, because you sent me a message the other day, Josh, just being like, doing your Metacritic guessing game. It's like, oh, what do you reckon this game will score on Metacritic? And I'm just thinking to myself, like, it's core Pokemon. It's gonna be this. I really did think it was just gonna be like a slam dunk. Just like it's the thing that's just been done time and time again. It's been refined. These assets are the same assets. Like they're not remaking it like a Pokemon Stadium or a Battle Revolution or something like that. So it's like, it's kind of a slam dunk. So I said like 82. I don't know what it is. I don't know if you've checked it. I haven't checked it. I can't imagine it would be good. I also don't know if this
64.
is 64. You're fucking nowhere near, dude.
I guess 64. So right
Did
at the
you?
moment,
Well done.
I've got it bang on. Thank you.
Yeah. And I guess
pretty
like,
tough.
because when you sent me that message, I was just like, oh, I don't know. Like I was feeling good about it. I had no idea. I should have known. It's a Pokemon product. I should have known. Like this.
No, it just come off of Pokopia though. It's what a whiplash, from going from that to this. It's a big difference.
Yeah. Yes.
There was glowing reviews for Pokopia.
Yeah. I think that just came from my own personal feelings where I was feeling good about it. I was feeling good about Pokemon. Like I was coming off like a really fun session of Generation 3 and not that I played a whole lot of Pokopia, but just the quality of that game just really shone through, and there was, there's not a whole lot to complain about when it comes to that. So yeah, this one a little bit disappointing. And I will say, just coming from like the Game Boy games and the Game Boy Advance games, playing a lot of 3D Pokemon again, I'm like, whew. Like it's not quite as nice on the eyes, even though those games are much older. I'm like, oh. Yeah, because there's like, I just wish I do wish it had more flair. Like that's kind of the point of taking the battling out of the mainline games, because Scarlet and Violet, you've got to think about the open areas and like, the vastness of the game, and that's why the game potentially looks like it does. So when it just is concentrated just on the battles and they're turn-based, I would have hoped it would have looked a lot better, but I mean, I knew that wasn't going to be the case just judging from the trailers and things. But yeah, I mean, I can certainly get into my like, goddamn it, modern Pokemon bag when it comes to some of these things. But ultimately, I've really enjoyed myself over the last few days, and I'm looking forward to playing it more and just seeing where the meta changes. Like at the moment, I'm on like just Great Ball tier. I'm kind of stuck at the moment because I haven't moved over any of my previous Pokemon or anything from Pokemon Home. I've moved over Skarmory from Pokemon Go just because I wanted a Skarmory. Because from what I can tell, it doesn't really matter whether you bring over your prized possession, EV trained, immaculate Pokemon from an actual Pokemon playthrough, or you just bring over anything else, because none of the training that you've done in the actual Pokemon games actually translate over to Pokemon Champions. You've got to...
Why's that?
Yeah, I don't know. You've got to like EV train them and do it there anyway. Like you've got to spend the VP to, adjust their stats. So apart from like the nature being right and the moves being what you want, like the actual stats themselves, that doesn't seem to affect that. Like for example, in Pokemon Sword and Shield, I've got like my Pokemon EV train, competitive ready, all of that type of thing. I used to use them a lot in those games in that competitive format. But if I move them here, my Tyranitar wouldn't be any different to the Tyranitar they gave me at the start. Like I can just make it that in this game. So yeah, it's I don't really, apart from just getting the species of Pokemon that you want, there isn't that much reason apart from like, oh, I want a Skarmory. I don't want to check every day and not get it in the recruitment center. Yeah, it's kind of not much reason. So
Okay.
so there are some things.
Yeah. Yeah, and they might change it eventually. I don't know.
Yeah, like that's my hope, because like the idea of it being its own application, it's coming to mobile in June, so it's going to be a live service game. So that's the benefit of being a live service. It's a pretty dirty word, especially for us single player folk, but when it comes to like something that's always evolving and always changing, it's like it's probably not such a bad thing. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, it will keep evolving. They'll keep adding to it. Yeah, I'll give it a go. I don't know how long I'm going to keep playing at it, but I'd love to give you a battle sometime, Drew.
Hell yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
Give it a go. Why not?
Actually, what is my team actually? Like my team is just a hodgepodge of things that I've been getting. Like I haven't really like sat down to like really put it together. And I'm not really forced to either, because like another complaint like the hardcore Pokemon folk have to say, and I do agree with this, is that there isn't any 6v6 format. It's all 3 versus 3 for singles or 4 versus 4 for double battles. And I will say, like, that needs to be in the game, having 6 versus 6. Even if it's private battles or something. Like in ranked, I think it's fair enough having 3 versus 3 just to keep it quick and moving. But for like maybe some events or just, like private battles like you and I would do, that needs to be in the game for sure, because that's classic Pokemon, 6 versus 6. And like it's the whole team and their synergy together rather than just looking at 3. I do like what 3 versus 3 has to offer, because you look at the other person's team and you're like, oh, he has this, and this. They're probably going to use that. So that means I need to bring this, and this. So like, you're looking at, oh, they've got a really powerful fairy Pokemon there. I cannot risk that because like my Tyranitar is weak against it. I need to bring in my Gengar to use Sludge Bomb on it to, take care of it. So I do like what that offers, but yes, that needs to be in there. My team at the moment, Josh, I've got Tyranitar. That was like my first gift Pokemon. So
nice.
They're like, here's a Tyranitar. I'm like, don't mind if I do. I'll take a Tyranitar.
Hell yeah.
And I love using Tyranitar so much. Just so good. I got a Jolly Nature, so that boosts its speed by 10%. And I usually run an Adamant Tyranitar, so that means that it's got like 10% extra attack. So I usually go for like the hard-hitting Tyranitar. And I'm so surprised with what this thing outspeeds when it's a Jolly Nature. Like, there's like these fast Pokemon. I'm like, oh, I'm buggered. But then like Tyranitar just comes in with like just the real quick Earthquake. I'm like, whew, not bad.
Comes in clutch.
Comes in clutch, not bad. I'm looking at speed here now, actually. 124 speed. That's pretty good for a big fat bloke dog Tyranitar. Not bad. Not bad.
He's a big bloke. He shouldn't be fast. Shouldn't be fast at all.
Although in the, what movie was it? The Celebi movie. Was it Celebi? Or was it? Anyway, he was faster than the start of one of the Pokemon movies. I can't remember which one it was. I've got a Goodra. I don't really use Goodra much, but I got absolutely walled by a Goodra because it's got like massive defense, massive special defense. It's got an awful just defense by the look of it. It's got 90 defense, which is not too good, but then it's got 170 special defense. But when I went up against one, it actually walled me. I'm like, holy shit, like I'm hitting it with super effective attacks and it's doing nothing to it. I'm like, oh God. So I just put this in my party. I haven't actually really used it, to be honest. But I've got my Skarmory. I put Whirlwind, Drill Peck, Iron Head, and Spikes on it. Then I've got Drampa. And this was like an early Pokemon that I got gifted as well. I didn't have much experience using a Drampa, but it was so good. And then I put its new Mega Stone on it. So it's got its Mega Evolution. And do you remember Mega Drampa from Pokemon X and Y? Not X and Y, sorry,
No,
ZA.
no, I don't.
He was a new Mega Evolution in ZA, and he is so cool. His Mega's awesome. He turns into like this big dragon in the clouds.
Yes, yes, yeah. I'm
Um,
looking it up now.
because
Yes, nice.
there's a lot of ordinary Mega Evolutions in ZA where I'm like for Alligator and Starmie. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what what is this? But Drampa makes up for it. So then I've got a Gengar, and Gengar is one of my favorites too. Just so good. And I think one of the first Pokemon I got as well is Sylveon. And I can't believe how good Sylveon is. Like, Sylveon's the type of Pokemon that if I decide not to bring it in, like I'm looking at the other team and I see like maybe a few too many weaknesses and I decide not to lead with my Sylveon, I get nervous. I'm like, because there's so many times Sylveon's just completely stopped the other team and just swept them. I'm like, I don't know why Sylveon swept them, but it come with the Quick Claw already equipped on it, so it gives me like I don't know what the percentage is, but there's a certain amount of percentage of times that it just automatically goes first. And like, so if that kicks in and I'm against Dragonite or something, it's just like,
yeah,
game over. Fairy type against Dragon. Just so many times.
not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes.
Damn. I mean, there's so much to it, isn't there? Yep, and the abilities, all this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm having so much fun with it. Like just collecting Pokemon in the ranch and all of that. And it seems like the next battle pass is already leaked. So it seems like a lot more of the same. At the moment in the battle pass, I think you get the female clothing items from the trainer from ZA. And I think the next battle pass you get the male option, the male clothing options. And I think there's like Skarmory and the Skarmory Megastone and something else. So like really for $16 you get really nothing. Like it's you get like pretty much nothing. Like it's the FOMO for most people is not going to be too much. Like me looking at the next battle pass, I'm like, I don't like the clothes that you like automatically get in ZA. And I've got a Skarmory and the Megastone. So I'm like, what am I paying for? What do you want me to buy here? But I can certainly see in the future, like if they put like the clothing options from like, I don't know, just one of the Pokemon trainers that I really like if I can get like Maze Bandana or something, I'm like, all right, $16. I didn't want it anyway. Take my money.
Yeah.
But yeah, really enjoying it. I am a little bit nervous though, like just the idea of like this being the main competitive game now for the VGC. I am just a little bit nervous, like
okay.
Yeah, to see where the future goes, like especially like really thinking about Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Just what they had this with the Battle Frontier and Pokemon Emerald, like it was a facility that was, concentrating on just like competitive Pokemon battling, but in the single player format. And ultimately they never really did that again outside of like a more distilled version in the generation afterwards. But no Pokemon game since has done that. And the reasoning for it was like people didn't really interact with it. And that's probably true, but Generation 3 also did an awful job of like showing people how to get Pokemon ready for like that type of challenge. So I think that's more to do with it. If you were to teach people and help people learn the mechanics to actually take on some of those challenges, I think that would have helped a lot back then. But I am a little bit nervous that they're looking at the game saying like nobody does competitive battling all that much. So while it's cool that it's been taken out into its own app, I'm a little bit nervous about it just in the future, like in the Pokemon games themselves. Like is this yet another thing they're going to be taking out of the games? And because I'm just thinking back to when I was like really into it with Sword and Shield, and it's kind of the same thing, but just with battle passes and memberships and stuff like that. Like it's going to quickly add up to the price of an actual Pokemon game. Like it's going to eclipse that pretty easily each year, just from interacting with it a fair bit. So I'm a little bit nervous about it just in that way. Just like, yeah, this is just another thing that's being taken out of modern Pokemon games, because that was always the thing that kept me playing Pokemon was just I love the depth that they have. Like you can play it as a kid and just love the characters, but the more you look into it, the more you can sort of get out of it with team building and all of that. Felt like a lot of us sort of fell in love with.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
time will
Yeah.
tell.
I mean, it was the same thing with the Pokedex, wasn't it? When they did that announcement a couple of gens ago that they're not gonna, do all the Pokemon, and people getting a bit, you know, didn't like that, and all the things that could lead to, and I suppose it's got kind of the thing with the backwards compatibility. The same thing that people like Sony were talking about with their consoles, things like that. Like saying that people don't really use it that much, that kind of thing. So I don't know. It's one of those things that people like to think they want to have, but don't really use it. They're looking at the numbers, so they'll make those choices, those decisions if people aren't using it, I suppose, to sort of focus on the core thing that people want to play. So
yeah,
I suppose do some more battling if you really want to keep it in.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess just the optimistic take on it is like, so they make room, they take this out, they put it here. Do they do something else? Do they do something that the typical Pokemon player from ages 5 to 40 or, 5 and onward all really enjoy? Like competitive Pokemon battling might be a bit too niche, make it its own thing, monetize those people who are really into it, but then have something else replace it. Maybe not obviously battling and in depth and all of that type of thing, but maybe another set of content or something that people enjoy. I don't know, but
don't know. Yeah,
we'll find out. So yes, Josh, I'll see you on the battlefield, my friend. We'll see
you there.
See who can be the very best, like Ash Ketchum. So yeah, no, enjoying that one. All right, let's just jump into a couple of news headlines, some current events, Josh. Got a release date for Rhythm Heaven Paradise Groove. So we'll be able to pick this up on the 2nd of July this year, Josh. So that was a nice little random Nintendo Today announcement. So the idea of a direct just getting pushed more and more in the future as these release dates just become further and further away. So yeah, I want to give you your flowers too. You nailed it at the start of the year, but we're not going to get one until, I don't know if you said June or later, but
I said June. Yeah,
said June.
We don't need one. We just had all these games sort of scattered and told to come like August 2026 or spring 2026 for those in the Northern Hemisphere, and I'm just like, oh, they're just not gonna. Yeah, like they'll sprinkle like announcement dates and do all that kind of stuff, and that's what's happened. So I suppose, like come June, we don't know anything but the second half of the year really until July. This game, I imagine we'll get one then. So yeah, maybe a couple of months until the next one. But this looks cool. I'm interested, Drew, because it looks like they've redone the art style in this game from this. Like they did the drop of the announcement of the release date for the game, and then like I think we saw like when it first got announced over a year ago, the art style or the pretty like it was in a kitchen, the same sort of game, and it looks completely different. So, I think they've been busy sort of changing the direction and the look of the game as well, whilst they've been finalizing the final touches on it. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe I can't say I remember the gameplay from before, like the announcement trailer. So yeah, I did notice though. It looks very nice. Like I love how it's animated. And just watching the video of like what the gameplay itself is like in the kitchen where she does the hum and you've got to like work out the rhythm from when they press the button after that. I think I'm going to really enjoy this game. Like I've always been such a big WarioWare fan, but I never really got into Rhythm Heaven. Like I played a bit of DS. I think that's it actually. I didn't play it on Wii or 3DS. Did I play it on 3DS? Can't remember, but yeah, I never really got into it. Not because I didn't like it, but just because I never really gave it a go. But yeah, I'm all about this one for sure. Do you have much history with the other games, or?
I've literally bought the one on the DS last year, so I played that for a little bit, and it's tricky. It's harder than I thought it would be, so that's got me more interested. And then this got announced, I'm like, yeah, cool. So I'm looking forward to it. It's really a series I don't really have too much experience with, so it's something pretty different as well.
Yeah, cool. Because I don't have the social post here, but the director from the game basically did a post saying like it's awesome, like you're gonna love it type of thing. Like it's really sort of jazzed about it. So yeah, hope his words live up to what the actual game is.
That's it.
What else we got here? Super Mario Galaxy movie has passed 500 million globally. So well done, making that money as expected. We'll see if it can beat like the original movie, because the original movie was like quite a behemoth as well. Only losing out, it was only lost out to Frozen, didn't it? As far as like animated movies go, I think I remember something like that. So yeah, I do
There you
wonder.
go. Yeah, doing
Yeah,
well.
yeah. I wonder if it can beat the first one, because the first one obviously just being number one, just out the gate. It's just so curious to see what a Mario movie would be. But yeah, I wonder if this will garner more people going to it. Like, I guess as far as my family went, I bought 2 tickets instead of one when I went and watched the first one,
Mm-hmm.
and the third one might be 4 tickets. Probably since be with my son and my daughter, my wife will be roped into coming as well. So third one might be all that. Oh, drag him to a Star Fox movie. Drag him to all the friggin' movies, Josh. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Donkey Kong
Yeah,
movie.
100%. If they keep doing it all, I will love it. So, yeah, looks like it's doing really well, and especially at the moment with it's harder to spend money because there's things cost more, so people are being more choosy. I feel so pretty amazing. It's still getting some big numbers despite all of those little headwinds.
Yeah, I think when it comes to entertainment, a lot of people sort of still do it just to, you know, distract themselves a little bit, give themselves a bit of joy in their lives
For sure.
when it comes to it. Like, and I don't know what the prices were at your cinema, but going to the movies, it's a
It's not
relatively,
cheap.
it's not cheap. I was about to say it's a relatively cheap thing. Like for me, and like getting a shit ton of expensive food, it was like $60 for me and my son to go. But I heard other stories of like, yeah, very expensive
Yeah,
tickets
I
and
think
things.
more regional ones might be a bit cheaper, but ones
Yeah,
in the city, there's some big chains and they charge a lot. So we're to give voucher, so that we use that,
mm,
so that helped.
yeah, and like for us, so like our cinema too, it wouldn't have had as good a screen and all of that that some of these other ones have. So I guess that's where it comes from. We just watched it on a CRT, just like from 20 rows back. We could barely see it,
Yeah,
but
beautiful.
it was only $10.
That's what you need. Bloody beautiful. That's what you need.
Bloody beautiful, mate. I just saw this one before we started the show, Josh, but physical copies of the Switch 2 version of Borderlands 4 have been circulating online. So there seem to be Russian copies. And for those eagle-eared listeners, Borderlands 4 was cancelled on Switch 2. So it's just the Switch 2 key card floating around. So apparently if you put that Switch 2 key card in the Switch 2, it doesn't download anything. It's not on the servers. So you can't actually play the what if version of Borderlands 4. But just kind of interesting, just the fact that it might have been close before it was cancelled. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, it's that's one of those really rare games that's gonna go fetch a pretty penny now, like Concord copies do these days compared to what it originally was when it came out.
yeah, I saw someone in the Idruby Homestead. They just bought a copy of Concord on PS5.
Yeah,
Um, so I wonder what the price is, because I hope he didn't pay too much for it. Was it Mikey?
Mike Towns, I think. Yeah.
It was Mike, yeah. So, oh my God. So yeah, it would be cool to own. Like, I am disappointed Borderlands 4 didn't come to Switch 2. This was a game where I'm like, the idea of playing it on PC or PlayStation, I'm like, I could probably care less, to be honest. But the idea of it on Switch 2, like these games interest me more like in handheld mode, especially when it's something like, something grindy like in Borderlands where you're looking for loot and stuff. It's just like easy pick up and put down type of thing. So I was kind of interested in it. So I was a little bit disappointed that it was I guess discontinued. So we'll probably never see it. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll get a key card. I'll get a Russian key card down the line. I might
Maybe.
pop up at my local EB games. Like, huh, there you go. And I guess
40 years later.
speaking of disappointing Switch 2 releases, 007 First Light on Switch 2, it's been delayed to later in the summertime. And this was another game I'm looking forward to quite a bit. I'm a big James Bond fan, so the idea of the Hitman developers developing this game, pretty good marriage. Wouldn't mind playing it. I guess for you, Josh, are you going to play this when it comes out on Switch or get it somewhere else? Or what's your sort of feeling or vibe check with this game? I don't even know if you're going to get it at all. Are you getting it at all?
I was keen to see how it would go on Switch, but with the delays, will make me look at the other consoles first. I love James Bond. It's like one of my favorite movie series, so I want to play the games for sure. So I'll just have to keep an eye out for the reviews, and maybe they keep us announced soon when the Switch 2 version comes. But it's a little annoying because it's not that far out from release, and they've only just now made the decision. But I'm glad they've done it, knowing it's probably not going to be to the standards they want it to be. So I think probably in the end it's going to be for the best, and hopefully it comes out as a decent product.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Because with like the reveal trailer back whenever it came out, like it was showing it on, I don't know whether it was on PlayStation or PC, but even on those platforms, you could see the game was a bit choppy, even in their own material.
Yeah.
So that kind of, brought up the questions like, all right, how are they going to optimize that game for this? So there's going to be some major optimizations, even for PlayStation and PC, by the look of like the initial footage. Obviously down to Switch too, but I've got my fingers crossed. This game in particular was always something where I was thinking to myself like, oh, do I get it on Switch or do I get it on PlayStation? Because it's one of those games you just want to play on the TV. Like, I probably don't have much interest of just dipping out in and out of this and, doing whatever. Like, I do kind of view this as like an Uncharted or something like that, where I'm like, put on the headphones, sit in front of the TV for the night and play a couple of hours, rather than what I'm doing on, I guess, Switch, where I'm just in and out throughout the day and all that. But yeah, we'll see how it turns out. So I think at this stage I'll probably get it on PlayStation, but we'll see. I'm saving a few of these PlayStation games for options for my birthday, Josh, because like whenever it comes to my birthday or Christmas, I've always, I keep up with games and things. I've always bought what I want. So I'm like, look, you can get me James Bond, you can get me Soros, you can get me.
Your family must hate you for that because you don't want to try and get you something, and you just buy it straight away. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd imagine it would be very frustrating. So there, and for the most part too, like on Steam and Switch, it's not a very fun experience. Be like, all right, I want this, I don't know, Nintendo game, for example, but I want it digitally. So just get me a gift card. That's not much fun either. So it's kind of, it's only PlayStation where I can do that because I get the games physically there for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So yes. 007. Oh no. But yeah, that's pretty much the news, Josh. Pretty light on the news, which is good. That means not much has happened in the world. Nothing's happening in the world at the moment.
Well, Star Fox is getting announced this week for Switch 2. So look forward to that.
It actually could. Yep, going to happen on... Are you checking your Nintendo Today app just frantically? Just like, oh, is it out today? Did it happen?
I mean, I haven't been, but, I'll get notified. So it'll notify me when it happens.
There it is. Star Fox.
There it bloody is.
There it is. All right. Let's talk little bit about what we've been playing. I know, Josh, you've had a frantic weekend and all of that. So I know you haven't had too much time to game. But you played a bit of Mario Wonder plus Bella Bella Park the week before?
Yes. So last week, my good friend of the show, Mr. Underscore or Daniel, we caught up and just had a chat, and it was really nice. And so while we did that, he got the Super Mario Bros. Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Meetup in Bella Bell Park. It just rolls off the tongue. It's amazing. And we did meet up in Bella Bell Park, and we played a few of the games. Sort of rotated that. Like the park area, there was some ones where you can do multiplayer online, and then there were a few that you could only do local. So we couldn't do the local ones. So there was only like 6 or 7 mini games we could participate in together. But yeah, that wasn't too bad actually. It was pretty fun. It was a lot of like races to the end. You'd go through a course and you try and dodge the obstacles, get to the end. There was another one where there's like an invisible maze, and so you're trying to like get to the end of the level, and the mazes are invisible until you bump into them, and so you can see, the person if they're ahead of you where they've stumbled or vice versa. Kind of, it's a lot of like you kind of overtake each other because they slow down because they bump into a wall and they work out what the gap is, and you can just jump through the gap straight away and catch up to them.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So yeah, like we played it for probably a bit over an hour, then we got a little bit bored of it, and that was it. And like I think it would have been something a bit, if there was like more people than just two, it might have been a bit more chaotic and all that kind of stuff. So, but no, it was still a good time nonetheless. So, yeah, it was just nice to give that DLC a go because I've done a bit of the non-multiplayer stuff in there, and it's nice to go back to this game, which it's already nearly 3 years old, and
Oh.
looks really nice. The art style is really great, and just I did all the levels co-op with Michaela at the time, so doing a few by myself, just experiencing those levels in a different way has been not too bad as well. So yeah, just such an easy game to get back into every now and then, and keep going with.
Yeah, because I talked about it a couple of weeks ago, and I've only done the single player stuff.
Yes.
I like just haven't even touched the multiplayer stuff. So it's like, from my perspective, it's cool when it's there, but yeah, for me, it's just a few more challenges to do and a few more boss battles.
Yeah.
Which is cool. But yeah, it would have been really awesome if it added like a few more worlds and stuff like that. That would have been pretty sick.
Yeah, I think that would have really rounded it out. But they've got to do something about these names. I think it's so it's a mouthful, all this stuff right now. I don't know whether they get rid of the Nintendo Switch 2 edition wording or whether they just call it something else. But yeah, I just don't know. Yeah, longevity, it just doesn't roll off the tongue. I don't know if people really remember it that way. I don't know if it's the best way to promote the game. It's just a lot of words in your face, and you're like, I don't know what's going on. And only we do because we are in the know and kind of look at this stuff intently. But for the normal person, I just don't know if it's the right way to go.
No, I don't think it is the right way to go because it's third-party games as well.
Yeah.
Like any third-party game where they're like, oh, I guess we'll do, 1440p docked mode because we can. But that's a Nintendo Switch 2 edition. All of a sudden, then it's got a new banner right across it, and it's got 2 editions on the eShop, and just a mess. Like I'm just looking at like my game library here now, and just like Nintendo Switch 2 edition is just littered across most of them, which is good that we're getting Switch 2 native versions. But the whole naming convention is just a mess. Like I feel like Xbox and PlayStation, they did it so more elegantly. Like it just has like a little logo, like a little PS4 or a little PS5 logo in the top right side, or same with Xbox as well. Like it told you whether it was like a X enhanced version or a 1X version. Like it told you what it was, just up the top, rather than just like the whole naming convention changing. Like, yeah, imagine like you're playing on Xbox. Like I'm playing Forza Horizon 4 Series X enhanced version, and that's like the full name of the game. It's like, I don't know. I don't know, man. But
no, too much.
Might be one of those things that disappears when the Switch 2 just becomes the norm. Like when cross-gen games aren't a thing anymore and just it's only Switch 2, then won't be something we think about. But also with just the popularity of Switch and people not really wanting to move on or not being able to afford to move on, I feel like Switch is going to stick around for a long time as well. So
yeah, maybe
we'll find out. I want to talk about this, Josh. Just I wonder if you've played it yet. I finally got to re-download Mario Kart World because I got a brand new 1 terabyte SD card for my Switch 2. I bit the bullet. I just got a 1 terabyte because I was sick of just not having room for anything. I had to delete even Mario Kart from my Switch 2, and that didn't feel good. So I re-downloaded a bunch of games when I finally had enough room. So I had Mario Kart World re-downloaded, and there was an update. Was it a week ago, a few weeks ago? I can't remember, but they added Bob on Blast to the battle modes. Have you tried this yet? I had like a little try just against CPUs the other day. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was playing with Dan, we also played straight after Super Mario Bros. Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Meetup and Available Part. We then played Mario Kart World and the new Bob on battle mode because we're like, oh yeah, that came out. Yeah, let's play a bit of Mario Kart as well. So we did Knockout Tour and then a few Bob-omb battles as well. So yeah, it's just like the other one.
Yeah.
The maps are too big, Drew. Like they're still too big. We can't get a full lobby of 24 players doing battle mode. It caps off at like at the one time it was 11 players, I think. And so they need options to do more smaller, intimate ones, knowing that there's only less than 50% of the available players ready. So it felt like a lot of like trying to find people. So yeah, but that didn't stop me dying so early. Like I'm very bad at battle mode for some reason. I did not do well at all.
Yeah. Just bring back Block Fort. Just bring back Block Fort. They've never done a level since that had the verticality on like 3 different layers and bridges and different places to like just throw your items from, like snipe them off a bridge, or there's like, all of that type of stuff. It's never been as good, as simple as that little Block Fort was on Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
It's never been as good. All the technology in the world, and it's like, I don't know. But the idea of like that ski slope level, where it's like it is just the part of the map that's the ski slope. You just go down it, then you just end up just drifting around the bottom of it. Like it's not that fun. Like I don't know. The best levels in like the battle mode is like the dinosaur area because that's relatively small. But that one's good.
Yes.
Then there's the train station. That one's relatively small. But then the rest, I agree, are far too big. But yeah, I just fired it up the other day. Like, oh yeah, I heard there's it's just kind of a random update, really. Just you're just adding Bob on Blast just randomly in this update. Fair enough.
So random, incredibly random.
Yeah. It's not a part of like
a welcome, but it should have come earlier.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, yeah. I am kind of surprised we haven't had any announcement of like major content coming to this game. Like it's been completely quiet, like just completely quiet. Like obviously it takes time. Like I guess they finished the game and they're getting to work on this, which might take another year or two. Like realistically, if they want to have like a big splash again for the game, but I kind of expected a little bit more, not live service necessarily, but as far as updates go, like more inclined with that consistency, just with content. But yeah, they kind of just dropped it and they've updated quality of life stuff. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not much else.
No. What have I done over the last week? Been playing a bit of Nintendo Switch Online. I was playing the original Mario Brothers, as I like to do with this bad boy. I got this in a few weeks ago.
Hey, what's that?
This 8BitDo arcade controller. So
yes.
So
Nice.
I've got 2 of these now. I've got an arcade stick, which is like it's got a joystick on it. Then I've got this one, which is like buttons that basically work as the D-pad. So this one's for fighting games and 2D platformers. So I'm looking forward to getting some fighting games. There's an Avatar: The Last Airbender game that's coming to Switch 2, I think July or June, something like that. So I'm looking forward to that. They got announced for Switch 2 last couple of weeks. I'm like, brilliant. Looking forward to that. I want to get Street Fighter and things, but Street Fighter, I don't know what's going on with Street Fighter 6 on Switch 2. Because like on the eShop, I want a digital copy. So like just the standard version, it goes on sale for $30. But then like the year 1 and 2 DLC, which is like the character packs and things like that, that's like an extra $30 each when they're on sale. So that works out, to be like a $90 game, which is the same price as just like the bundle on the eShop, which is about $92. But then like the key card version of it that came out at launch, it's like $70, like just standard price.
Oh.
And it's always been that way. I'm like, why is the key card cheap to compare just buying it on the eShop? I don't know why the prices are so different. There's like $20 difference. So I cannot bring myself to buy this game. Like I don't want a key card, but I also don't want to spend like over $100 on the game plus the DLC, which comes.
I get you. It's a lot.
I would have done it by now, but it's just such a weird pricing scheme. I don't know what's going on. So, yes, I'm not playing Street Fighter 6 with this, but I was just playing. I love I talk about it before, but I love just jumping on Nintendo Online and just going to the NES games and playing them that way. So I was playing just Mario, just do quick run throughs. The kids were watching a movie, so I was at my desk here. Mate rose it up, so I'm standing, so I'm just clicking away. And then I was playing a few of Lost Levels. I was like, I should actually play through Lost Levels. I've never actually felt inclined to hate myself so much to do it.
Yeah.
So I haven't played through it all yet, but I do want to play it. It's just like, I just love the original Mario Brothers so much. I honestly think it's my favorite NES Mario game. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. Everyone talks about Mario Brothers 3.
Wow.
But yeah, I feel like the first one.
Lost Levels for you.
Oh no, sorry, the original Mario Brothers.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I was gonna say.
Yeah, maybe when I'm hardcore, just sliding and jumping around, that might be my favorite.
Lost Levels is out to get you, and it takes great pride in you suffering, and that's why it's not my favorite.
Yeah. I could imagine playing that on like an original Famicom, just absolutely hating yourself. But at least on Switch, you just like hit the LR button and just rewind it. You're like, no, I'm not taking that.
No.
Unless the time runs out, like you're safe. But I actually bought a few games on sale the last week too. For some reason, it might have been after watching Project Hail Mary like a couple of weeks ago, and obviously what's going on with like just space in general with Artemis 2 and things. Like I've had the desire just to do spacey things. I don't know. I've just just had it on the back of my mind, and like one of the big reasons I wanted this big SD card was to have like a lot of these open world games just ready to go on my Switch too. I've talked about it before, but I made a group on my Switch called Worlds. And the idea of this is like, these are games that just have big worlds that if I feel like just escaping for the night and just, turning something on and just exploring, these are games I can jump into, not necessarily commit to finishing them or, putting heaps of hours into them and just doing all that. But this is just the idea of escaping into worlds. So, I've put Assassin's Creed, Fallout 4, Red Dead Redemption, Cyberpunk, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, Pokemon Legends, ZA, stuff where I can just go into and just not really follow a story, but just be in a world. So that's my sort of idea for like these games in this group. But I saw an update to No Man's Sky, Josh. So I'm in a space mood, and there was an update to No Man's Sky where like you've got pets in the game, but now you can like go to this area and you can have basically Pokemon battles with these companions or pets that you meet along the way. So I'm like, So it tickled my fancy. So I looked into it and I'm like, all right, I want to give No Man's Sky a go. It was on sale for $30. So I downloaded that last night and I'm yet to play it, but that'll be another game in my Worlds tab on my Switch. So I guess like, do I want to go to space, or do I want to be a samurai, or do I want to be a Pokemon trainer, or do I want to go to the wasteland? I'm sort of just see where the night takes me. Probably just Probably just take me to Pokemon Champions. After all that,
I mean, yep. After all that, yep. Yeah, it'll get you every time that do them dailies, get that gameplay going, and yep, battling's fun.
yeah, it is good fun. But apart from that, I also picked up like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate. So that was on sale. It was $15 on Switch 2. Actually, it was a little bit more on Switch 2 because I had to buy the Switch version for $15. And it was a $4 upgrade fee to Switch 2, but I was still happy with getting it for $20. So that'll do. But it's basically a roguelike like Hades pretty much, but Ninja Turtles. You're looking to save Master Splinter. So yeah, you're basically just doing a very similar thing, exact same perspective, similar combat. It doesn't feel as good. Like Hades feels exceptionally good, and just in how it feels and all the systems and all of that. So this isn't on that level. Even like art style and that, it looks nice. Like all the character portraits and things as they're talking, it's fully voice acted, but yeah, it doesn't have the same quite appeal. But Ninja Turtles for me, it's a very nostalgic thing. I really like them. I remember I watched like the 2003 show when I was a kid, and I've got a soft spot for Ninja Turtles. So I was I've always wanted to go and like read some of the comics and stuff like that, but I just never really get around to it. But like the idea of a nicely priced game on the Switch, I'm like, cool, we'll play it there. So had a little look of how long it takes to beat. It's like 9 hours, like not including extras. I'm like, it might be double that for me. I don't think probably.
That's a weekend. That's a weekend for you.
A weekend. Oh, that's like a month for me at this rate. But yeah, I enjoy these games just to jump into them and just chip away at them. Sort of view them as an arcade game. Just see how far you can get, and see if it hooks me from there. But
just go from there.
Yeah, I've got I don't know.
Nice.
Have you played around much with like the boost mode? That happened when you were away. Like, there's an update for the Switch 2 that gave you boost mode so you can play Switch games in docked mode.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
no, I haven't. I heard of it and just been playing my games normally, so I haven't tried it.
Yep, no, that's fair enough. Like for me, Josh, you know how much I've been whinging about just let me play 1080p in handheld mode. So I'm glad that they did it. Now that I got like the bigger memory on the SD card, I'm like, all right. So I re-downloaded like some of the games. I just wanted to see what they looked like. Just like, does it meet my eyes? Whatever. Does it make my eyes happy? So like stuff like Persona 5. I downloaded like a really old game that I've had for ages, like Atelier Sophie 2. Just like, what does it look like on Switch 2 now, but it runs at full resolution? And Nier Automata as well. Like these are games in my backlog that I want to chip away at. So yeah, I re-downloaded them, see what they look like. And all of them, Josh, I was happy. So I can shut the hell up now. You don't have to hear about it. Maybe, potentially. you have to hear my whinging. So thank God for that.
No, that's it's one of those things then that they could have just patched and they finally decided to do it. So, your complaining was warranted in a way because they just needed to do what they just did. Yeah.
Yeah. So we finally got it. So that was like why I bought a few games too. Like I got some, what I get was just a Switch version. I bought Shinobi. Like I've been wanting that for a while. That was 50% off. So I bought Shinobi. It's only got a Switch version. And I'm happy with that running it 1080p or whatever it is in handheld mode. Beautiful, because that's such a good looking game. I know you've like played a bit of that too, and man, it just looks so good. So looking forward to jumping into it. So yeah,
nice.
Got plenty of stuff to play. I bought more too, but we'll see when I get to them. Into the backlog they go. I will say, Josh, just to wrap things up here, talking about space, exploring, discovering areas. A little bit tempted to start Metroid Prime 4. I'm a little bit tempted.
Really? Okay.
The time might be soon. Do I have time right now? Not really. We're getting ready to go away, and when we're away, we're gonna. I don't know if that's the time to dig into Prime 4 necessarily, but And will the feeling still be there
Eh,
after? Don't know.
I'd love to know your thoughts if you do it.
The, ink, the inkling is there, so we'll find out. We'll
Yeah,
find
yeah,
out. All right,
yeah. No,
let's jump
nice.
into some questions in the Discord. If you'd like to leave a question, you can go to the iDruby Homestead and go into the Letterbox channel and leave a letter. We got one from Spicy. Spicy. Oh, I looked up how to say this before. Pastelis. She said, if you are getting Tomodachi life, living the dream, who is going on your island? So, guess who's going on your island, Josh? And Luke underneath, he says that Drew's me will be on my island. So I hope I don't cause too much trouble on your island there, Luke. But I think I gave my answer before. I was basically just saying like my family, friends, and then some crazy bastards after that. And I don't know, whoever will spice up and cause drama on my island. But do you have any anyone in particular? Obviously outside of like, you know, I guess Michaela and all that. Do you have any celebrities or anything silly like that?
I mean, yeah, so I got myself and Michaela. I want Hugh Morris on my island, so I will eventually get Hugh Morris going.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I'm thinking some people in the Discord. I'd like to have yourself, Drew, on the island. And then if there's other people who have their Miis, I can easily get, or I don't know. I can't remember what was it. Zach we were talking to last week. He mentioned something off air, or was it yourself as a way to get Miis onto your island, because you can't import them, so to speak, like the old way. I was Metopia. If you put on Metopia or something, you can download them to your Switch. So if people have Metopia and upload it and get a key or something, we can use that key, download the Me to our Switches, and then that we can be able to use them in Tomodachi Life. So yeah, I mean,
Sounds complicated.
yeah, Luke yeah, it is very complicated, but there is a workaround. So Luke or anyone, I know who are keen. Zach, let me know, and I can get you onto my island. I'd love to have you on.
Yeah, I would too. Just like a bunch of people from like I guess the inner circle online. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I wish there was an easier way to bring Mies in, because that's what's going to stop me. Like,
Yes.
because it was so easy on even Wii. It was easy. You could like put Mies onto a Wiimote and take them to your friend's house, and then download them from the Mii channel, like online, and then like 3DS you can just scan QR codes, and it was just so easy. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's just nothing like that on Switch,
Yep.
unfortunately. That's why
It's a bit of a backward step at the moment.
yeah. But maybe if if you hook your Wiimote up to your Switch, you'll be able to move them over. You can have one of those concepts. See if it works.
Yeah.
And
That's
another question we got from Goose, my good friend Ash. He says, I haven't read this before, so I haven't vetted it. Who knows what this crazy man said? He says, I had never even considered playing that game until I heard you guys talking about it, and I tried the demo. It is incredible. So much funnier than I ever expected. It is truly the Wild West of uncensored hilarity. My only question is, did it fly under the radar for others as it did for me until now? So did Tomodachi Life, did it fly under the radar? I feel like the 3DS audience back in the day, it didn't fly under the radar. Like Nintendo pretty heavily marketed this game, like with like crazy directs and things. So if you were like the Nintendo fan back then, I feel like a lot of people would have played. I think I sold like 7 million copies or something, like kind of ridiculous for what it was.
It's huge. It's huge. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I maybe if like you're not like paying so much attention to the Nintendo space back when it came out on 3DS, probably would have missed it. Like it was one of those things where like I played it, but I didn't play it a whole lot. But yeah, a lot of Nintendo fans just played a whole ton of it. So yeah, it might have. It's just you, Ash. It's only you who didn't know about it. We all knew about it. You were just living under a rock. But yeah, it's been so long since then. Like so many people who are going to play this one have not played the 3DS version. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how big this game is, because obviously Pokopia, that popped off being like such a quality game with the Pokemon IP and relevant to Animal Crossing and things. But this is like dipping into the Switch audience, that it's been a little while since we've had a relatively big game come to Switch. So many more people are going to have access to this game. And like people that haven't moved on to Switch 2, they might look at this as finally a game we can play, a brand new game. And who knows, it might actually do quite well for them. I don't know. But we'll find out, I guess. Just like...
We will find out.
Yeah. Everyone posting their screenshots of them and Hitler at the cafe hanging out together and just all this heinous crap.
Correct. Yeah, all good game. It's all above board. They won't ban it.
Yeah. I was surprised too, because you know how all the information came out, like that you couldn't share screenshots. Like I was surprised to see in the demo that you can take screenshots. You just can't upload them to the cloud to like save them to your smartphone. Like in Super Smash Brothers, it just disables the feature altogether. I thought it was going to do that, but you can still take videos and screenshots. You just can't easily access them. You just got to take the SD card out
you
your
can't
Switch.
share them. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh.
That's right.
So, yeah. We'll share all our heinous crap. I don't know what I'm going to do. Just make a big brothel. Run a I don't know. Oh, well, with that, Josh, that's the end of the episode.
We're all done.
Yeah, we're all done. It was good having you. Well, not obviously had you back last week, but it's nice just sitting down with you again, having a chat with you.
Yeah, always good. Yeah. A lot coming on. I got Tomodachi Life this week, obviously, and then Mega LA Comic and Toy Fair Sunday. So some good stuff coming up.
Oh, excellent. Do you have anything on the wish list, or you're trying to save money,
Nothing.
or what's the go?
I'll have a look, and if I get something, I get something, but no expectations.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's a good way to go in.
Yes.
Obviously, when I think of the comic and toy fair, I think about amiibos when it comes to you. Any amiibos on the wish list, or I haven't been to the shop since the Mario Galaxy movie. The Mario Galaxy amiibo come out. Are you interested in them at all, or?
Yeah, I pre-ordered them, so I got to pick them up. I haven't been in the city, so I will do that. And then, nothing really. So I'll just see. I'll see if there's something relatively cheap and not on my list or in my collection. Sorry, and I'll go from there. But literally very very low key, and have a look around, catch up with a few people. But if it's not there, it's not there.
You'll come back with an American copy of Pokemon. What's it called? Pokemon Box. American copy of Pokemon Box, the most expensive GameCube game you can get. You're like,
yeah, probably.
Oh, I just splurged. I couldn't help myself.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for listening to episode 360 of the House of Mario. Really appreciate you for calling on by. And next week, we're a bit unsure what's going to be happening because I'm going to be away. So hopefully, either Josh or I or both of us or whatever will have sorted out something for the next couple of weeks. But until next time, doors to the House of Mario, they are closed. They are done. They are out. Au revoir.